Call the meeting to order. If we can have anybody got any questions? Okay, the next item of business is the virtual participation. Mrs. Whitlow would like to join the meeting virtually at this time. So therefore, do I have a motion to allow her to join virtually?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor can raise your right hand. Unanimous? Okay, it is unanimous.
Yes.
At this time, we have the roll call.
Mr. Offer?
Here.
Mrs. Flanagan?
Here.
Mr. Bradley?
Here.
Mr. Martin?
Here.
Dr. Stambaugh?
Here.
Mrs. Whitlow? And Mr. Here. And Mr. Zaire?
Here.
Okay, I need a motion to approve the agenda for this morning. Mrs. Flanagan made the motion. Is there a second? Mr. Zaire, second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Okay, the first is the consent agenda. On that consent agenda, you will see various items. Number one is the approval of payment for bills. Number two is the approval of K-12 instructional supply bid. And then the third one is resolution for reimbursement of technology expenditures. The fourth one is the approval of purchase for the new first and fifth grade iPad cases. And for the last one is the approval of estimated end of year accounts payable. Anyone have any questions, or do we need to take them separately?
Move we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Is there a second? Who made the second? Okay. Mr. Zaire made the motion. Mrs. Flanagan second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand or say A. Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, the next is the action agenda. And the first item on that is resolution R20-07.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. The School Board of Henry County has long promoted equitable practices in our school division and supported the efforts of staff, students, and community members to ensure that every school community member is treated equitably. In light of recent events in our country, we would like to again shine a light on the opportunity our schools have to further support students as they learn and grow in this area, in addition to reinstating the Henry County Public Schools Equity Committee, which will be comprised of staff, students, and school community members to explore opportunities for additional enhancements of equity in our schools, and our instruction teams work to further embed equitable lessons into our curriculum. Mr. Walker has a proposed resolution for the board's consideration as we all work to emphasize this critical core value in our school division.
School Board of Henry County, Resolution R, dated June 25th, 2020, says, whereas members of the School Board of Henry County and the Henry County Public Schools staff are saddened and outraged by recent events that demonstrate prejudice and injustice that persists in our country. Whereas racism and hate have no place in our schools or our society, we must protect the constitutional rights of every person who lives, works, and learns in our community. Whereas we must urgently act to stop the racial injustice that harms and anguishes underrepresented populations who are our family, friends, neighbors, students, staff members, and fellow Americans. Whereas we must listen. Those who have endured discrimination and intolerance deserve to be heard as they share the stories and truth about their experiences and also feelings. And we must seek with great empathy to understand their challenges and their pain. Whereas we must learn. It is time to engage our community in meaningful and honest conversation about racial inequality, to build alliances with those committed to justice for all, and to work together to support our shared conviction that racism must end. Whereas we must lead, each of us, individually and collectively, is responsible for creating and nurturing an anti-racist learning environment where every child is respected and valued for who they are, regardless of their skin color. We must actively acknowledge, address, and prevent racial bias that occurs as a result of division policies, practices, and actions. And whereas our school system can and will be a sanctuary of safety in our community and a beacon of light for the world as we build and strengthen trust with those we serve and we model the acceptance of all people. Therefore, be it resolved that we, members of the School Board of Henry County, stand steadfast in our commitment to foster an inclusive educational environment where every student, teacher, support professional, parent, and community member is treated with dignity and respect, as well as our commitment to continue fighting for racial injustice and human and civil rights for all. And if we vote to adopt it, it will be adopted as of today. Anyone have any questions or comments?
Well, I'd like to just comment in that I hope, of course, when we vote, this pass. The reason why we wouldn't, but I like the language of the resolution. Keywords: learn, lead, and listen are very critical. That's what we do as a board. So I think it's a very good resolution.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to accept this resolution. So moved. Mr. Martin made the motion, Ms. Flanagan seconded. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Opposed? She said aye. Unanimous.
You haven't said opposed yet.
Oh, opposed?
No, you said it after she said aye.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Sorry. Okay, the second item of business is the approval of instructional plan.
Good morning, Mr. Sheep. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Sorry about that. As you were saying about changing our normal routine and having difficulties and being able to be flexible and patient
that is the same message that we want to send with our plans that we are letting parents and faculty and students know about. But this morning, I'd like to present our instruction plan. We developed this plan for returning to school, and definitely want to thank everyone who works on our plans. And we have been talking since March, and every day that we meet and talk, something changes. And want to continue to ask for that patience and flexibility as the situation is constantly evolving. But at this time, we want everyone to know that we plan to start school on August the 10th with an adjusted schedule. That students will have the option of attending school 2 days in person and 3 days of distance learning, or a parent can choose 100% virtual option. At this time, we are looking at the options of AABB, which means students would come Monday and Tuesday, or they would come Wednesday and Thursday. Or we're looking at an ABAB schedule, where a student would attend school on Monday, Wednesday, or a student would attend school on Tuesday, Thursday. In both scenarios, we would have Fridays as a complete virtual day, and this would allow for our teachers to prepare those blended lessons, to contact and communicate students and parents and family members, and for cleaning. But the students will participate in new instruction. They will be given assignments that will be graded. Siblings will be scheduled to attend school on the same days across the school system, which we are going to try to do through our Power School system. But we do know that there might be some children that are not linked together in that system, and if so, parents may have to call in to get students on the same schedule at the elementary, middle, and high school, because we know that would be a problem for parents. But overall, the plan is designed to have approximately 50% of our population in our school. That we want to be able to do the cleanings and accommodate everyone with the guidelines that were given to us. But the plan in the document, it also talks about the strategies that we are using to incorporate technology, communication, and equity across the division. Each student pre-K through 12 will have a device. We will provide written instructions for families on how to use the device. Ms. Atkins and her team is working across the community to provide internet in all school parking lots, to working with the county to have some of those provisions. We also are ordering more Wi-Fi and Kajeets for families who do not have internet access. We are working with local providers for reduced rates and how to help communicate those reduced rates to families. We've also provided professional development to all of our staff members on how to use an LMS Canvas and how to use their own content in Canvas, or how to use content from Virtual Virginia in Canvas. So we feel very confident in the professional development. Also letting our teachers know how to download content on a device. So if a child goes home and they don't have the internet, or if they go to another location during the day for daycare, that they will still be able to use their iPad to access instructional information or continue their instruction. So at this time, do you have any questions about the learning or the instruction plan that we plan?
How do we anticipate parents who work outside the home to handle this schedule? Or is that not our concern?
Well, it is our concern because we deeply care about the children, but at this point, if we have additional room in our schools, we would try to accommodate some type of daycare, but we do not. We are using every space in our room to meet the 6-foot distancing requirement. So we plan to work with partners to see if they have options that we can communicate. We have a couple of calls scheduled today with our community partners to talk about potential daycare options for families. We are looking at the idea of having certain students attend each day, and that would all depend on the distancing that we can meet our distancing requirements. You know, those student populations such as special education and English language learners, our employee children, and some of the primary students. Just looking at, could we accommodate those and still meet the distancing guidelines? But we know it's devastating for parents. We've heard from parents all summer, all spring, that daycare will be a problem. But again, if we could take all the children, that would be our preference. Our choice A would be able to take all children in the school, but we know we cannot accommodate the distancing requirements in our classrooms by having all the children there every day.
Of course, the one comment would be that the reality is we face daycare issues uniform schedule.
Yes, sir, and there have been community efforts to work on a daycare situation for Martinsville and Henry County over the last 2 years, led by the Harvest Foundation, and I know they are still planning meetings. They're invited to another meeting again this month or next month. So we do know there were childcare issues previously. And hopefully some of our partners will be able to help. But I think their challenge will be the same thing as our space and meeting the guidelines.
Okay, what is the will of the board?
So you mentioned scheduling, A, B, A. So are we at the point of, are we at the point of determining which one of those schedules
I'm
to
glad
vote on?
we are not, because we have some survey parents, and I'm sorry I forgot to tell you this, but Mrs. Hatchett has used a Qualtrics system to survey all our parents, and we plan to send a message out to parents again to remind them to please complete the survey. We've already had, as of yesterday evening, 2,144 responses from parents, and currently 788 parents have said they prefer the AABB schedule. 503 have said they prefer the ABAB schedule, and 722 says it doesn't matter, they're okay with either one, but 229 parents have said they would like the 100% virtual option. And we do realize that could change. If parents start with virtual and want to bring their child back to school, we will prepare for that. We also know that parents start on our adjusted schedule and want to go to 100% virtual, and we're prepared for that. So we wanted to see what suit families, and like I said, either way, Fridays will be the day off, and we know that Patrick Henry Community College, a lot of our high school students attend Patrick Henry, and they will be having Fridays off, so we feel that is the best day for us to have off, because of the mirroring the PH schedule, but also because a lot of local companies have casual Fridays, or Fridays that parents can work from home, so we feel like Friday is probably the best day for our students not to be in school. But we're going to continue to get those results, and we will update the board as we hopefully, as parents see this meeting, as they read in the paper, they see on TV, as they get more information from Ms. Hatchett and the principals, they actually take the survey and let us know what they prefer. Because instructionally, we're okay with either AABB or ABAB. We know our teachers have been flexible, and they will instructionally be able to do this instruction on either schedule. So we really did want to see what parents had to say.
Any other questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman, I move the school board approve the instructional plan of 2020, 2021.
Thanks. Mr. Zaire made the motion, Ms. Flanagan second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All those,
She said,
okay. It is unanimous. Oh, you did? I'm sorry. Okay. One opposed. Sorry. All right, the next item is the approval of health plan for opening schools.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, we also have the health plan today for you to approve, and we know that consistency is essential for children, and it's important to ensure that our children return to school, and we want them to be at school as long as possible. And so that being said, we feel like we need to follow our health plan, also based on the guidance of our attorney and our insurance corporation in following our plan. So in this plan, we say we're going to screen employees and children. We're going to encourage people to wash their hands and help make sure that we've got signage up about washing hands, practicing distancing, encouraging masks and social distancing is not possible, cohorting the students when possible, cleaning daily, making sure that our people are aware of the ventilation of our concurrent air conditioning and heating units, and also opening windows when possible, and that we will work with individual families that have health concerns. And all that is in part of the health plan. I will say that when it comes to screening, It is our recommendation that we empower our parents and our caregivers, that they screen the children before they come to school. We'll provide information about COVID-19 to all families and staff members, and then a checklist of parents and family members for them to self-screen children before they come to school. And as always, our faculty and staff are relationship is the #1 factor in student achievement. And we pride ourselves in Henry County on developing relationships. And I think part of that is that when students and principals and any staff member looks at a child, they can tell, usually visually by looking at them if something's wrong. So that would be also a part of the screening process, that if a child came to school, a teacher recognized something was wrong, or staff member recognized, they would then send that child to the school nurse. Also, the same thing with teachers, that there would be a screening for teachers and their staff members that enter the building. So we just again want to thank everybody for their flexibility and patience and working with us, and knowing that we are putting this plan in place, and we may have to make adjustments as we go. But the big thing is communicate that washing the hands is so important, which I know we did that before with regular flu, so we will continue that message with our students and working with them. Do you have any questions about the health plan?
I noticed in the health plan, it talks about, of course, all our supplies. I just want to make sure that when it comes to supplies, we meaning the district, will be providing these supplies.
I'm going to add with Scott. As you see, this is our first meeting where we have not limited the audience, and we have all our people here that have worked on the plan, so they're ready to answer any questions.
Right now, we're working with several solutions. There's an EPA approved disinfectant that has a list of disinfectants on there. So we've been working with several solutions. What's our quickest availability of which chemical to use? So we have a plan in place to provide every classroom the exact same disinfectant. After I get the blessing from Ms. Fiscal, of course, I'd like her to look at those before we start using them. But every classroom would have the same disinfectant to use. We have a plan in place to swap out cleaning rags. As they wipe down, they can throw their dirties in a barrel and get a fresh one for the next day if they need to. So all those supplies are going to get available for our seconds.
Move to approve the health plan for the school.
Second. Dr. Stanball made the motion, I make it second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand.
She's raising her hand. Sherry, can you say that? Her volume's not working.
Okay, All right, the next is approval of award contract to purchase maintenance vehicle.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. The facilities maintenance department is in need to replace an old Ford Explorer that once belonged to the sheriff's office with a small pickup in our fleet. This vehicle is used for daily operation with various tasks throughout the division, and the Explorer currently used is pretty inefficient, but it's having a lot of engine problems. So the Commonwealth of Virginia has state contract purchasing the new and used vehicles using state contract pricing from E194-73326. We have a quote from RK Chevrolet, Virginia Beach, in the amount of $29,228 for this purchase. It's recommended that we purchase a pickup truck from for the facilities maintenance department fleet in the amount of $29,228 from RK Chevrolet, Virginia Beach, and of course, that's pending availability of funds.
Anybody have any questions or comments? I'll entertain a motion. Mr. Bradley made the motion. Second. Ms. Flanagan, second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Opposed? She said aye, right? Unanimous. All right, the next is the approval to award contract for asphalt repair at Mangalista High School.
Yes, sir. As we continue our efforts assessing safety in and around our schools, an item that needs addressing is the bus loop in the cafeteria department at Magna Vista High School. This loop is in need of repair, along with adding a safe parking area for our kitchen staff. These areas have several potholes and several areas that are deteriorating around that area. Asphalt Consultants Incorporated of Salem, Virginia, has provided a proposal for these repairs with a not to exceed amount of $75,000. And they currently hold a contract with Henry County, which will allow us to piggyback to this project. This is the same group that did our car rental with the law department. So it's recommended that a contract be awarded to Asphalt Consultants Incorporated, Salem, Virginia, in the amount of not to exceed $75,000 to construct. I think I messed that up. I didn't fix that. My apologies on that. But that's for the repairs of the bus loop at Magna Vista High School.
Move to approve.
Mr. Zare made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Flanagan, second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Opposed? It's unanimous. Ms. Flanagan. The next is the approval to award contract to purchase compact track loader and compact excavator.
Yes, sir. The facilities maintenance department is in need of replacing an old compact track loader and backhoe. Both of these pieces of equipment are pushing 30 years old and need a replacement. The equipment is used for repairs, water lines, sewer lines, mulching, demo work, and general repairs throughout our division. So working with James River Equipment in Martinsville, Virginia, the John Deere Shared Services holds a Virginia state contract, and they have provided a total price of $124,062.13 for both pieces of equipment and the accessories. And of course, we'll be using that contract number E194-82390 for this purchase. So it's recommended that we purchase one compact track loader and one compact excavator in the amount of $124,062.13 from James River Equipment, Martinsville, Virginia, using the state contract listed above through the John Deere Shared Services pending availability of funds.
Any questions?
This would be for new equipment.
Yes, sir. This is the equipment. We would sell our old skid steer that we have there now.
Dr. Stanball made the motion. Mr. Martin seconded. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That has brought us to the end. So some events that are going to be taking place. Matters from the board. Are there any matters from the board?
I got a couple questions for Mr. Scott.
Okay.
I know you mentioned Colorado, so the Colorado line at Long Park is complete.
Yes, sir. We're pretty excited about that. Car ride is complete. We have speed bumps in place, and we're working on some signage now. And of course, we got to get some arrows painted, but everything looks really nice. If you're facing the building, as we talked about before, if you're facing the building and come up the entry driveway, go straight through the field like you're going to the baseball, you'll see the car ride loops wraps around back of the building.
All right. One other thing while you're there, where are we without bus garage?
Great question. We have the plans in place now, and so our next step is to, after this new fiscal year takes place on it, we're planning on tackling this in phases. So we've got the prints, we have the plans in our hands, and so we'll be looking after the new fiscal year, getting a game plan after we get ready for the return to school, getting a game plan on which phase we want to start first, which will be the office space first. So hopefully this fall we'll see some activity taking place.
Well, before you leave, you have any questions on that? Like we said, Mr. Scott has been very busy. For any questions about any other projects that are ongoing?
It's gonna take a while to guess what I'm gonna ask.
Yes, I would like to know that.
I do. I wish I had better news for you on that, but the weather has really put a damper on us.
I didn't feel like you were prepared for those.
Yeah, Yeah, they've done a great job of trying to keep things sealed as much as possible, but this, the overabundance of weather has really affected our roof project. We're about 15% complete, but, they take every advantage that they can of the pretty weather when they're there, and, we're trying to move along as quick as possible, but that has put it down.
Anyone have any other questions or any other matters? All quiet. Okay, then there are some reminders of meetings. Our monthly meeting in July will be July 9th at 9 a.m. We will have a board retreat, July 23rd. That will be here. August the 6th will be our monthly meeting. That will be at 6 p.m. September 3rd is our monthly meeting of 9 a.m. And then in October, we'll have a 6 p.m. meeting. And then the conferences that are coming up, September 24th, which is VSBA Legislative Advocacy Conference. And then November 18th through 20th is the VSBA Annual Convention. That is going to be virtual. We don't get to go to Williamsburg this year, unfortunately. Does anybody have anything that you would like to discuss? Okay. At this time, we will go into closed session. And I need a motion to go into the closed session. And I will, yeah. The first one is 2.2-3711A1 of the Code of Virginia for discussion of appointments and separations of personnel. Then 2.2-3711A7 of the Code of Virginia for discussion of pending legal matters. So now I will entertain a motion. Second. All right, Ms. Flanagan made the motion, Mr. Martin second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay. Sure. We are now going to take a 5-minute break.